Blab. Movie law. In the criminal justice system, criticisms of our favorite actors is considered a heinous offense. What? Hey, what happened? Gather around the fire, y'all, for we have news. It's gonna be Movie Lawyer, guys. I'm here again with Matt Cragg. This time we're gonna be defending Keanu Reeves. You can't miss this, guys. It's gonna be in the Movie Blab Court of Public Opinion. Everyone's favorite TV court show, Movie Lawyer. Alrighty. Matt Cragg, do you feel ready?
Born ready.
You feel like you're born ready?
Yeah, I'm in the Keanu mindset.
Me too, dude. I feel zen. I feel good about the world. I feel like Keanu. Here we go. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and this is Movie Blab. Hey, everybody, I'm Andrew Edison, and you're tuned in
to Movie Blab.
The clock has started.
Action! That's right, everybody. It's time for another episode of Movie Blab. We're gathered around the comments section, and we're gonna defend the honor of Keanu Reeves. With Matt Cragg, tune in. Let's do this.
Welcome to this podcast. Spread the word.
Spread the word indeed, guys. How's it going? And welcome to this very historical and important trial. Matt Cragg, you are my co-lawyer, or whatever they call it. How are you today?
Co-counsel.
Co-counsel. How are you today? How are you feeling about this trial?
I feel pretty good about our chances. A lot of people have said some negative things about Keanu, but he's got a lot of defenders out there too. And leading his defense, it's going to be you and me today, Andrew.
Exactly. We are here to defend Keanu Reeves. I mean, a lot of people, you might say to yourself, why do I need to defend Keanu? After all, he's an American legend. Like, everyone loves him. Who doesn't like Keanu? Well, it turns out that some people that call themselves critics, okay, these people would disagree. And I intend to prove every single Keanu Reeves naysayer wrong. That's why I'd like to welcome, first and foremost, our incredible client, Mr. Keanu Reeves. Wow. Keanu, thanks for being here. I know you have to because of movie law, but you're a great client. It's been great to know you, and I know that we're going to defend you on this case in a way that will honor you and your legacy and your future.
And you know, Keanu, you're looking a little sad right now, but what I would tell you, just perk up, dude. Your movie lawyers are here. We're going to take good care of you.
Fine, dude. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We know you're stressed. We know you're really stressed, okay? We know you're stressed, all right? It's okay, though, guys. We're going to make a sad Keanu a happy Keanu because we are going to prove him not guilty of the crimes of being a bad actor. What other crimes has he been accused of? This is absurd.
He's been accused of coming across as dumb.
Ha! Dumb.
His accent work has been made fun of before.
Yeah. Dumb people can jump from a car into a bus while it's moving at 50 miles per hour.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Very good.
But you know, some people don't like the way that he talks, or the way they think he delivers every single line the same.
Because he has a surfer drawl.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't say that about the guy from Big Lebowski. This guy right here from Big Lebowski, Sam Elliott. You don't say that about Sam Elliott. That his drawl, that his cadence, ruins his performances. I would disagree entirely. And you should see his accent work, which we will talk more about. What else are they saying? That's the general thing, right? That he's a one-trick pony. That he's the same character in every movie.
Yeah,
it's not true.
People think that he's a good guy, but not a very good actor. And we're here to tell you that he's a great guy and a great actor.
He's an even better guy.
Yes.
And the best actor. You mean, right, Cragg?
Yes.
Sorry, they love it. Okay, I think we should get to it with our opening statements, Matt, right?
Yeah.
For those of you just tuning in, this is Movie Lawyer, and we are defending our incredible client, Mr. Keanu Reeves. It is now time for our opening statements. We have thought a lot about this man and his legacy. We have looked at his movies. We have looked at his life. And there is a lot that we have seen, and we are going to just dive into it and prepare you for everything that you are about to learn. Okay, let's see. Matt Cragg, why don't you start us out with your first thoughts for the opening statements?
Keanu Reeves is a man who has had a long and illustrious career. Okay, first debuted in the movies in the mid-'80s and has been working consistently since that point.
Yes.
He has done everything in his power to dish out hours and hours of content. And, you know, he's famous for the big budget action movies such as The Matrix and John Wick and Speed. But, you know, he's done some other movies too, ones that require a little bit more depth.
Yes.
You know, the kind of depth that you people say he doesn't have.
Maybe a little bit more of an open mind, a little bit more of an understanding of Keanu in his essence.
Exactly. And, you know, but I am here today we're going to show you why he does have range and why he is versatile. And it's a good thing that he called on the movie lawyers, because
we're on the case.
We're on the case. And yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
We love it. That's right. Just one of the many gems that Keanu has given us. Matt, I love everything you just said about Keanu, and I think you're painting a beautiful portrait already of a man. I'm starting to see just the outline of the human being and the talent, the knockout talent that Keanu Reeves is. You're right about he has other movies than just action films. We're going to be talking about those, and we're going to be talking about his action films, because obviously that's where he's getting most of his audience, even though the hardcore fans have seen some of these deeper works, these more contemplative, more challenging viewings of certain films. We're not going to necessarily, say the names of the movies over and over again. We may mention them. Keanu has asked us to mainly focus on what he's contributed to the world, and that's what we're going to do. We're movie lawyers, right?
Rumpf.
We love you. We love you, Keanu. We love you.
Keanu!
Keanu Reeves, wow. They say with great power comes great responsibility. And I think no one exemplifies that, an understanding of that better than Keanu Reeves. Spider-Man is maybe second. And then there's Yoda, I think, after that. But Keanu is first, okay? Because he not only does he create happiness, does he take us on journeys of thrilling tales of martial arts, of fighting. He lives his life as a hero should. He is humble. He takes the subway. He dates a woman his age. These are things that most celebrities in his position would never do, okay? They wouldn't even think about it. But Keanu does it. Why? Because he's a real person, and he wants you to know he's a real person, and that it doesn't have to mean that you have to shut yourself off from your fans. What it means is you have to fight for what's right and take responsibility for what you have and what you've earned in your career. And no one does that, in my opinion, and hopefully in the opinion of this court, better than Keanu Reeves. So thank you for letting me lay out my very complicated opening statements. Yes,
no, I think you said it well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I meant every word of it, Matt. Every goddamn word of it.
That's excellent. But before we continue on with our defense of Keanu Reeves, I think we should address the courtroom.
Yes, I think you should helm all the transitions in this case. Yes, I think that is a good idea. We have a beautiful jury, guys. I mean, they are. We're really feeling good about this jury. You know, there may be one outlying juror who looks a little skeptical, though, guys. Let's take a look.
This truly is a trial of his peers. We have such industry greats such as Helen Mirren, of course, Mr. Paddington Bear, who is never misses.
He has somehow been selected for the jury many times. Yes,
to be on the jury. The
He's
beautiful
actually our head juror this time.
Yes.
Which,
excellent.
Yes. If you guys missed last night, Paddington did call into the show. He's a little sick, but we'll find out. Hopefully, he's feeling better. We'll find out when the jury
he's recovered from his speedball accident.
Yes. Exactly.
We have, of course, the illustrious Paddington. The beautiful Miss Zoe Deschanel is here as well.
Oh, yes. God, her eyes just captivating.
And
it's so good to see you, Zoe. Thank you for doing your duty. It looks like Chucky is reaching into your hair.
Yes. Yeah, you should watch out for the guy behind you.
So be careful. He is not a very civilized juror. Let's just leave it.
Once again, too many robots on the stand. But once again, I tried to say something about it, and they got mad at me for witness tampering or jury tampering,
which you didn't do.
Which I didn't do, of course, because I'm a good lawyer. So we have Bender and C-3PO there making a little Chucky sandwich, and of course, the contemplative Morgan Freeman.
Mr. Morgan Freeman. He seems to be taking his role very seriously here, which is great to see. He is an excellent. He is probably a better celebrity than a person, but the jury selection is random. Mr. Morgan, how are you doing today?
Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off, the clapper.
It seems to be he's promoting the clapper.
Yeah, I would appreciate you don't bring any sort of paid sponsorships into this courtroom, Mr. Freeman. We have a certain standard we like to keep here in movie court, and advertisements for the clapper are not appreciative unless the clapper wants to pay us to advertise the clapper in the movie courtroom. That would be a different situation. I would also like to point out that there are only 7 jurors instead of 12 because these are celebrities.
People have enjoyed the sound of my voice.
Oh, Mr. Freeman, please don't interrupt. We're trying to highlight the jury. Go ahead, Craig.
Well, I was saying there's only 7 because these are celebrities and they count as more than just one person. They're larger than life. They're better than real people.
You mud-sucking yellow sidewinder.
Wow.
Excuse me, sir? Did you just call? What did you just call me?
He's being very nasty.
Reach for the sky, you mud-sucking yellow sidewinder.
Oh, he's looking right at you too.
Sir,
or is he looking at Keanu? Oh no, our client.
Sir, I've sucked mud in my life. I don't appreciate such allegations.
Come on, Craig. We all know you've sucked mud. You got to be honest in a court of law.
I told you that. See?
Reach for the sky.
Reach for the sky? Are you trying to put a gun on me, Morgan?
All right, let's get back to... That was a great... Anything else to say about the jury? I'm sorry. Song's almost over.
That's all I got on the jury.
Oh, well, of course, C-3PO and Bender are here.
Yes.
And Helen Mirren. Okay. Well, let's get to our first arguments. What do you say? Or is that the right thing?
We could also talk to the judge if you would like.
Of course. Well, let's see. Of course, we have Judge Judy here. Judge Judy is always the judge here at the Movie Blab Court of Public Opinion. That is because she is such a beloved person and celebrity that we trust her more than anyone to run this court, and she's elected every time in the movie districts. So,
she's got a real hold on that seat, Andrew. I gotta say that. Hours and hours of trial content she has provided us, and will continue to.
Yes.
As the judge here in movie court.
Yes,
That's the movie judge in movie court.
she did want to ask you about your. She did have a few questions for you, Craig. I wanted to let her speak before we get to our arguments.
Always mouthing off with me. All right, bring it on, Judge. What do you got to say?
What's wrong with you?
We go through this every time, Judge Judy. Nothing is wrong with me. I'm just here to defend my client, and I get very passionate when I'm defending my clients.
I asked you a question.
I am aware that you asked me a question. I'm trying to answer you, Judge Judy.
What else? What difference does that make?
I am a lawyer of the law offices of Movie and Blab, ma'am. I am a co-counsel in the defense of the good Mr. Keanu Reeves, and I would appreciate you treating me with some respect. I'm not some person that you can just mow down with your snarky comments, okay, Judge? I'm a lawyer.
So first you texted him, and after you didn't get a response, you called him?
Are you talking, of course, about Mr. Reeves? We've been in constant contact because I am his attorney.
Yes, exactly.
Whether we text or call and at what time of night is not of any importance to you.
Why did you do it?
Well, because we believe in Keanu, obviously, Judge Judy.
Obviously.
Who makes your car payment?
What?
Who makes my car payments?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not the one on trial here, okay? My car payments are not the concern of this courtroom. I don't believe that Mr. Matt Cragg, attorney at Movie Law, is on trial here,
Go buy
Judge.
another car. Lease another car.
She wants you to lease a car?
That doesn't give you license. Keep going.
Keep defending myself against these
Keep going.
outlandish charges? I think not, Judge Judy.
Okay, and?
And I think you're way out of line. Once again.
Good for you.
Yeah, good for me. She's always trying to start this stuff,
It
guys.
means that you got skunked once.
I got skunked once?
You don't get it. Keep
No,
your voice up and speak slow. Keep up your end of the bargain. I eat morons like you up for breakfast.
Wow.
Wow,
Well, I
she
think she said plenty. Damn. She said she's going to eat you. She said not only are you a moron, but she's going to eat you for breakfast. She seems a bit like a biased judge, but that's what we love about Judge Judy, isn't it? That's her
what
magic.
we're stuck with. Hey, but you know, once again, I will win her over by the end of the day, just like I will the jury and all you at home.
Yes, exactly. I just remembered how long these trials go.
It's like you said, they're the length of real life trials. They're not short affairs.
They're very real. So get comfortable, guys.
Yeah, we got a lot of defending to do.
Let's see what we have for you guys when it comes to these first arguments, and then we'll get to a little witness testimony. What do you say, Matt Cragg?
I think that sounds good. And, you know, like if I'm trying to paint a picture of who Keanu Reeves is, I think it's best to start at the very beginning. We should start with his young childhood.
Of course.
Keanu Reeves was born in Beirut, grew up in Toronto, Ontario. So he's a man of the world. His
life sounds pretty good so far.
His life sounds pretty good so far, except for that time that his dad was arrested for selling heroin at a Hawaii airport and went to prison and then ran out on his family. And Keanu has not seen his father since he was 13 years old. So I think that's important. It's important to think about when you think about Keanu that he's been able to achieve so much and is able to portray such vulnerability. And I think that comes from his troubled childhood and his relationship with his father.
There's a lot of overlap between him and the movies that he's done and what the characters have gone through. I think you're making an excellent point, Matt. Please continue. He
moved to Sydney for a while after Toronto, and then to New York City, where his mother married a Broadway and Hollywood director in 1970 by the name of Paul Aaron. he started working as a production assistant on Aaron's films.
Born into the biz.
Yep, and then
Many of our clients have been.
Shoot his way in from there, and ended up moving out to Los Angeles and becoming a big time actor that you know and love.
I completely. That's a beautiful story. I mean, the tragedy from such an early time was probably very difficult for him. But I also think it's what makes him is a great evidence that he is not a shallow actor. That he does not read every line the same way. That he does not need that every sentence doesn't end in dude. Okay, he is a man who has been through hard times.
He's been some real personal trauma, and it's not even just the relationship with his father.
We'll be getting it. Yes, let's get into that right now, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Later on in his life, in 1999, his girlfriend gave birth to a stillborn child, and then later died in a car accident.
God.
When
was this? This is in the
late 1990, between the years of 99 and 2001.
Oh, wow.
And so Keanu, he's gone through some real personal struggles and traumas and hardships.
And that only gives me more respect for him as a viewer.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, seriously, yeah. I have forgotten my coat, and I would like to apologize to you, Judge Judy, and I'll be right back. This is embarrassing.
Sure, I'll just tell a little bit more about Keanu and his life.
Please.
So he also, when he was a child, he wanted to be a ice hockey goalkeeper. He liked playing goalie, but he was injured and ended up transitioning to acting when he was around 15. And it's funny, the first movie he was in, which was Youngblood, he played a goalie. So, you know, there's a little something there, a little tidbit there for you guys. So he's a man that he's pulling on real life experience in his movie roles. And I think that that's really important to becoming a good actor. You have to be able to pull from experience and be able to really shine as an actor. So, yep.
I completely agree. And I would like to say also that in terms of his life, he has a lot of people don't realize how long how long of a career he has sustained, and how many, like we were saying in our opening arguments, how many diverse roles he's played.
Exactly.
Just to mention one that was not critically well reviewed, but that deserves to be, I can't believe I'm saying this, deserves to be looked at again. Let's just say that. When he played Buddha. Yes, in a film, and that we will be addressing some criticism for, I'm sure.
Yeah, we will be talking about that one. But, you know,
that's just one example, though, of the kind of diverse roles he can play. I mean, very diverse in that one.
You know, but at least that movie speaks to Keanu's own spirituality and his own journey as a Buddhist.
Exactly, which gets back to his life story. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when he got into Buddhism? I imagine it was early on in his experience through martial arts, is what I would guess.
I would assume that, but you know what? I don't have any of that.
We're lawyers, so we can always just say it's true, right?
Yep, so we'll say it's true.
Well, that was a beautiful life story. I think we covered everything, didn't we? Is there any aspect of his life that we didn't really...
I talked about like his early life and some of his personal life experiences. Mm-hmm. We didn't really talk too much about his career.
Let's get into that a little bit. He got his start in.
This is what I was saying as you were grabbing your jacket.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. By the way, your collar on your jacket is a little.
My apologies to the court.
Yeah, there you go. Much sharper. Much sharper.
You.
Very
Thank
nice.
You very much.
I was telling the ladies and gentlemen of the jury about his first role in Youngblood, in which he played a hockey goalie, which is fun because he wanted to be a goalie before he was injured and transitioned to acting.
And then to further evidence for my theory that he chooses projects that relate very blatantly to his own life. In Speed, his character has an injury.
Break.
In Point Break, his character, excuse me, it's not like his movies blend together or anything, I promise. In Speed, in Point Break, he suffers an injury to his knee as his backstory from high school
he was a college quarterback.
Yes.
And he suffered an injury, so he wasn't able to go pro. So he ended up joining the FBI. So,
a metaphor for his joining Hollywood.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So in his early career, he was sort of involved in a lot of teen movies. People thought he was in a lot of drama films aimed at teen audiences. He was in a film called River's Edge, which was a crime drama about a group of high school friends dealing with a murder case. He was in The Night Before. Starred opposite Lori Loughlin in The Prince of Pennsylvania, Permanent Record, and he had a supporting role in Dangerous Liaisons, which was a very popular movie in 1988, and then that was followed by Bill and Ted's Excellent
Adventure.
In which he portrays a slacker who travels through time with his friend to assemble
one of the greatest, I'm saying it right here, the greatest time travel movie of all time.
Yeah, it's pretty great to assemble historical figures for a school presentation. The film was generally well received by critics, grossed $40.5 million at the worldwide box office.
Put him on the map, baby, right on the map where he should be.
And he, from there, really took off.
Mm-hmm.
After that, he started to he grew up a little bit, and now we're in the early 90s.
I feel his career is swelling.
And he eventually did some more serious, more adult roles.
And boy, did he blow us out of the water, including award nominations, right?
I'm not sure about
many awards were nominated.
Many.
He's received many award nominations of various types. Go ahead.
He was in a little movie called My Own Private Idaho, which I watched this past weekend, with River Phoenix, that was written and directed by Gus Van Sant, a kind of avant-garde movie. Loosely based on Shakespeare's Henry IV through Henry V, and it's about two gay prostitutes that are living in Seattle trying to find their own way.
Yeah.
And it's a very sad movie, a very dramatic performance for Reeves. So, something we're already
Keanu.
Listen, this is only 5 years into his career, and he's already given us so many performances in a large variety of roles and in a large different genres too. So I think what people say, just because he became this big time action star, people like to say that he doesn't have any range or he's not versatile. I think it's absolutely ludicrous, and it makes me furious, to be honest.
I'm mad about people.
You're not even looking at his filmography.
Take a look at his page. Why don't you just Google his IMDb page real quick?
Type it in. Internet.
Take a look at it. Oh my God. It's so extensive and incredible. Look at all these movies he's done. Wow. 106 acting credits this man has. 106 acting credits.
And if you can't appreciate that, I don't know what's wrong with
And look at how many projects he has in development. And you know who the coronavirus isn't going to ever affect is Keanu Reeves, because he's just such a nice person that the coronavirus is like, no, we're not even going to touch him. No. It defies science. There have been medical studies that we are submitting to the court that totally back these statements up.
Although the coronavirus has taken away a beautiful Keanu moment away from us, because John Wick 4 has now been postponed, which means The Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 will no longer come out on the same day in May 2021.
Keanu Day is not going to happen.
So Keanu Day has been postponed.
Yeah.
I still hope they decide to open up those movies alongside each other. I'm not sure what the what the strategy is in that one. But,
yeah, good luck.
But hey, I would totally do a Keanu double feature where I see John Wick 4 and The Matrix 4, and I hope that I'm able to go back to a movie theater in the future to be able to do that.
For the 100th time on the show, it's good to hear it. It's good to hear you say that. What I did want to point out though is what probably isn't delayed is of course his upcoming voice performance in the video game Cyberpunk 2077, in which Keanu is the main character. You get to be Keanu. And boy, is that going to send a message to people.
Yeah, the Keanu Reeves video game, I will definitely be checking out because it's a Keanu Reeves video game. What more do you want?
Exactly.
And if once again you want to talk about versatility, he's literally going cross-platform here, people. I don't know what more you would want or expect from such a man, such a brilliant man.
I'm looking forward to that. I mean, talk about a role play game. Jeez. I mean,
yeah.
Is there a better hero? Is there a better hero that lives and breathes amongst us?
I don't think there is. No, I don't think there is, Andrew.
This trial is absurd. It leads me to this point that this trial is absurd. This man is beloved. The critics are just trying to get clicks and likes. I know this world. I live in this world. I know what they're after. The bloggers. Let's write an article about Keanu and how he sucks. Nope, thank you.
We refuse to play by your rules, bloggers.
Dislike all your posts. I dislike all your posts.
So I think, we've shown how he's a versatile actor and has been in a number of different movies across genres. And I think that this will help lead us into action star Keanu Reeves.
Yes. I mean, this is where I fell in love with Keanu. Watching The Matrix as a child, seeing it for the first time, watching the second one, watching the third one, all perfect films. Literally nothing wrong with them at all, and they get better and better and better as any franchise should, right?
Yes. They truly do. That could be argued, but but Keanu's great in all of them.
Crap.
Keanu is fantastic in all of them. Keanu is amazing. He sort of got his start in the action movie universe, the big budget action films, with Point Break, Andrew, which is a movie you watched.
I watched this film in my research for this case, and I loved this movie. Already big fan of Catherine Bigelow, and boy, when I heard about the premise, like many of Keanu Reeves movies, when I heard about the premise, I was like, this doesn't sound very good, and
being a hater,
surfers. I know it caught me for a second. You have to know that you have to trust Keanu. Like, no matter what the movie is, you have to trust him that the movie's going to be great. Because some of the premises are kind of crazy. Like, this one's about surfers, who are involved in a heist and are pulling off these crimes and getting away with it. And they're called the ex-presidents. And so Keanu plays a kind of a rookie cop, classic kind of thing, where he's trying to infiltrate these surfers. You would think he would play the surfer. But no, in this, he doesn't play the surfer. He plays the straight-laced cop trying to infiltrate these criminal surfer groups. He
goes undercover as a surfer to take them down, but also to learn the ways of the waves.
And he does both of those things. Yes.
Patrick Swayze is in this movie, and he's great. But of course, the real star of this movie, alongside Keanu Reeves, is Gary Busey.
Of course, and we do have Gary Busey with us today. Gary, on the
do we have some witness testimony here from Gary to talk about his working relationship with Keanu, or do we have anything like that, or is he just gonna give us a thumbs up and say good job, Keanu?
Let's find out. Keanu, what is it? What's it gonna be? It's the thumbs up.
Oh, hey, look, he's giving a full-throated thumbs up there. A real voice of support there from Mr. Gary Busey. Truly incredible. Well, we loved your work. We love your work, Mr. Busey, as
Keep
you love
laughing. Keep laughing, Gary. You don't make us uncomfortable at all.
But talking about Point Break, it was generally well received, commercial success. It earned $83.5 million at the box office. Reeves's performance was praised by the New York Times for considerable discipline and range.
There you go.
So once again, he has range.
He has range. We're here to prove it by telling you about all these diverse films that he's been a part of that he pulled off every single time.
They added that he moves easily between the buttoned-down demeanor that suits a police procedural story and the loose-jointed manner of his comic roles. And it won him at the 1992 MTV Movie Awards. Reeves won Most Desirable Man. So,
wow!
Not only is he a good actor, but he's
I told you guys he won a lot of awards.
He won a lot of awards.
Prestigious awards, like the MTV one. Mm-hmm. Basically, the Oscars for teens.
Basically, the Oscars for teens.
And you know what? Teens are the future. Okay?
The teens,
it's that simple. Boom, boom, boom. Teens know
They're great
up.
judges of the teens are great judges of character.
Exactly.
I'm going to skip over Bram Stoker's Dracula, and we can talk about that with the critics later.
Certainly, of course. Yes, that'll be very fun to do that as well. Next up, we are going to let's take a little break, or no? Let's dive into some witness testimony. I have a little witness testimony for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to hear some witness testimony.
All right, fantastic. If you guys want to give any witness testimony in defense of Keanu Reeves, as we are presenting our side of the case, you can call into the show at 908-679 9940. That's 908-679-9940. Give us a call. The lines are open. Let's take a look at who's on the phone. Hello, how's it going? Is this Johnny from Texas?
That's me.
Johnny from Texas, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Loving the show.
Oh, thank you so much. And we love our callers. So thank you.
Means a lot, Johnny. Thank you.
Yeah, a whole lot. Yeah. Oh.
I'm still here.
Okay, sorry. I need to go ahead. What do you think? What did you have to say, Johnny, about Keanu Reeves as for some witness testimony? What have you witnessed in Keanu?
Well, one thing you guys haven't really mentioned yet is his, movies that involve the justice system.
Yeah.
And of course, the big one is The Devil's Advocate or A Devil's Advocate.
Yep.
And he stars opposing Charlize Theron. Hoo-ah!
Hoo-ah!
And, of course, Al Pacino as the devil. He plays a, gentleman, southerly lawyer. So, that's showing range, right?
Oh, yeah, totally.
And the other one is, one of his first movies, which you guys haven't talked about, which is, to me, is like a rare gem. It stars not only him, but Kiefer Sutherland,
ooh, a little hype,
and Billy Zane, and Lori Loughlin, all real young, and it's called A Brotherhood of Justice.
A Brotherhood of Justice. Wow, that's
and here great. He gets to be the rich, snobby kid that beats up people because they're vigilantes And then at the end, he, turns out to be a snitch.
He turns out to be a what?
A snitch. So,
Snitch.
He doesn't play the good guy. He plays the kind of tragic hero, that gets dumped and then finally figures out that his friends are really jerks and he snitches on them.
Ah, okay. I see. So
once again, showing the range.
Exactly, the range is what we're talking about. Yes, the popular movies, sure, Keanu kind of, his action roles are his action roles, and there may be some vague similarities between these parts. But when it comes to his other films, the ones that, like you're talking about, like Brotherhood of Justice, that people haven't seen, and Kiefer's just another example of this. Kiefer Sutherland in the same boat sometimes with that, and we need to appreciate more than just 24, and we need to appreciate more than just The Matrix. And I'm glad Johnny's doing that. What else you got for us, Johnny?
Well, speaking of The Matrix, even before that, he was in Johnny Mnemonic. And Johnny Mnemonic was like this pre-Matrix movie where, you got all this cyberpunk stuff in your head. And not only did the movie, he really kind of started that genre, but also it stars Ice-T and Henry Rollins of Black Flag. So to me, that movie was just like packed full of goodness. And, you had the futuristic stuff, and then you had the cool, music people acting. So, to me, that movie was like, was a big hit with me at a young age.
And you've probably gotten to see a lot, the kind of Keanu's whole career, right?
Well, I'm
not
yes.
sure. You sound like a bit of an older gentleman, not elderly, just older. And so I was wondering if you've seen Johnny from Texas, if you've seen, how do you feel about how his career has evolved from these earlier films?
I am less a fan of the Wick series. It is getting to be a little.
I'm sorry. It sounds like we've lost the caller. We're sorry.
We lost the caller.
We're sorry to the judges. That was not part of
Luckily,
the testimony. We did not know he was going to say that.
Luckily, the call dropped before he started saying crazy.
Yeah, he didn't say anything. He said it's fine.
It's just fine.
We'd like to appeal to have this removed from the transcript.
Yeah, strike this from the record.
Please strike
Thank
Johnny's
you.
the
Final
tail bit
testimony.
of Johnny's
That
testimony.
last sentence
Had some great things to
never
say about
happened.
Keanu, but oops.
I also wanted to talk to you about, people say that all he could do are these big budget action movies, and he, can't do anything else, and he doesn't have range, or that who would he even want to do anything else? We can talk about after the massive commercial success of Speed, which is one of my all-time favorite action movies.
Which I also watched for the first time and loved. Sandra Bullock, so sexy. Speed, so good. This movie is incredible.
Dennis Hopper is an incredible villain in that film.
He really is.
And just such a simple premise, too. Just you got to keep the bus above 50 miles an hour or it blows up.
Boom.
And it causes just so many hours of entertainment on that one. Really good
very
stuff.
highly rewatchable.
Highly rewatchable.
That's right, guys.
People love
We're defending the one and only Keanu Reeves, and we're diving in here to some of his incredible action performances. All thanks to his ability to fight like hell, right?
Right, but I do want to talk about after Speed, he was offered $12 million to star in Speed 2 Cruise Control, and he turned it down. Do you want to know why he turned it down?
Let me guess. Integrity, intellect, Shakespeare, perhaps?
Yes,
the Shakespeare
perhaps. He wanted to return to some of his roots, and he went to the Manitoba Theater Center to star as Hamlet and Prince Hamlet.
A great theater.
Roger Lewis is a Sunday Times critic, believed in his performance, writing, "He quite embodied the innocence, the splendid fury, the animal grace of the leaps and bounds, the emotional violence that formed the Prince of Denmark. He is one of the top 3 Hamlets I have seen for a simple reason. He is Hamlet."
Oh my gosh. That is so he has a method to his acting. And it's almost effortless. I would call a lot of his performances. Oh, we have another caller. Let's see who this is.
Call from.
Yeah.
What?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Do you know any yaw?
Go ahead and
To
accept that.
press
I want to
1.
hear more.
To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello? Is this a caller? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a caller. That's
Well, yeah.
What? What?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. This is Movie
I
Blab.
love Keanu.
Oh, good.
Good. That's good to hear.
Oh, I you know who this is? She actually sent me an email last night. I think this is Sheila Tequila, the famous porn star.
Yeah, how did you know it was me?
Well, you have a very recognizable voice, Sheila Tequila.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Do you find would you make a porn with Keanu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, anything more that you wanted to say, or I can't.
Keanu, I want your dick so bad.
Oh boy!
Goodness
Wow.
gracious.
Well, we love it when you call in, Sheila Tequila. Have you had
Call
a
in
few tequilas
anytime.
tonight?
What? Yeah.
Wow, you were my favorite caller I've ever had on the show. I just gotta say.
Obviously. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let that one go.
You know, the age of coronavirus has introduced us to all sorts of technology. You know, they're starting to do the Supreme Court. They're starting to do video recordings of the Supreme Court, and at the movie lawyer court, we have introduced the hotline
Yes.
to where anyone can call in and be a character witness. And, you know, that allows for some interesting testimony.
A lot of new characters
as we just
emerging.
heard from famous
Sheila
porn
Tequila.
star Sheila Tequila,
Yes, of course.
who wants Keanu Reeves' dick and would like to make a porno with him.
She said.
Her words, not mine.
What? Yeah.
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 To that
And I
we
think-
say, yeah.
You know, I think that really speaks to Keanu's wider appeal. Not only do the guys love him because of movies like The Matrix and you know, John Wick, but the ladies love him too, as evidenced by Sheila Tequila.
I'm so happy she called.
Forward nature.
I hadn't even gotten a chance to respond to her email. She's
She was persistent. She was like, "I'm gonna be on that show no matter what."
If you guys want to hear more from Sheila Tequila, make sure you call into the show and let us know.
You know, and I think
This is a good before we dive into action movies.
this is good. We talked a little bit about Point Break and about Speed.
Yes.
And then, you know, obviously major stardom that came with the Matrix franchise.
Wow.
That's what really launched Keanu into new heights.
And let me just point out right now that he takes the subway. Okay.
Yep. He's still a man of the people. He's like one of the few people that like doesn't let like celebrity like go to his head, and like despite like all the like hard things he's gone through in his life, you would think like someone that's gone through that much trauma, like maybe fame would be like too much for them and would set them over the edge. But no, like he maintains a very level head, is very honest about his emotions, and lets that show on the screen, and people love him for it.
No, sorry, I laughed. I was just thinking about Sheila Tequila's testimony and how moving it was.
It was definitely moving. So cheer up. Cheer up, Keanu. Cheer up, Keanu. There's still people that
Keanu,
love
we
you.
need you to cheer up, buddy.
Still people that love you.
He just looks so stressed. Good thing we're here to defend him. once this case is behind him, he's going to feel a lot better. I know he will. Well, before we get into, what else do we want to say about his action films? Anything else, or should we go to the break and then we'll dive into his internet fame?
Just one thing I just want to say about his action films. The primary stunt coordinator on The Matrix is who actually directs the John Wick movies, and so it's like that has
that partnership,
the two of
that
them
friendship.
have a long-standing friendship, and I believe that this man also worked on Keanu's directorial debut, The Man of Tai Chi, which received mixed reviews, but
that doesn't matter because we know which reviews know which reviews are right and which reviews are wrong.
Yeah, it just his dedication, and through The Matrix and John Wick, he's become really dedicated to really tight, great fight choreography and martial arts.
Extensive training. I mean, how do you think he keeps that body?
Yeah, he's 55 years old and he's still a snack.
He is 50. He's a 55-year-old man cougar.
Mm-hmm. As we know, he's still a snack because Sheila Tequila said so.
Sheila Tequila totally thinks she's a snack. In fact, she just left a comment. She said, "Yeah," is what she said in the comments.
Another action movie he did that was kind of after The Matrix that has gotten some negative criticism, but that I watched this past weekend and I really loved, was Constantine, in which Keanu Reeves plays an exorcist who had come back from hell and is facing demons here on Earth. And it's very fun. It's a good time.
I mean, who better to tell myth stories than a legend, right? Who better to take you on a spiritual journey than a shaman? These are just.
And I also too. I mean, we're talking spirituality, action movies, dramas, teen comedies. He's also been in a couple of, to go back to one of our earlier episodes, Andrew, a couple of pretty decent sports movies.
Oh, we just did sports movies this week.
What
sports movies? I'm sure hockey is a big thing.
No, actually, the one he plays there's a movie called The Replacements in which him and Gene Hackman star, where there is a NFL lockout or like a big professional football league lockout, and so the owners hire replacement players to come and play, and there's a scrappy bunch of misfits.
Yeah.
And Keanu plays the quarterback.
Can I just say Keanu's the king of scrappy, and don't mix that up with bad. He plays a character who can think in the moment. While going through a whole emotional journey, and that's what makes a great action hero. And it seems to me like he's actually like that in real life too.
Mm-hmm. And then the other one that also is a pretty fun sports movie is Hardball, which was a sports comedy drama in which Keanu coaches a Little League team of tough inner city kids who,
critically acclaimed, right? I'm sure.
Mixed reviews.
Yes,
but I love it. It's great.
Please, quiet in the court, please. Oh, we have another caller. Let's take a look at what they have to say. The lines are blowing up.
Call from
Lucia Baird.
Oh, Lucia Baird. This is Lucia
1.
from
to
Texas.
Send a voicemail, press 2.
Lucia is weighing in with a little witness testimony.
To accept, press 1. To send...
Lucia from Texas, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you for calling in to defend Nick Cage with us. A little witness testimony.
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, sorry, Keanu Reeves. I'm so sorry.
This is actually Keanu.
Yes, I get them mixed up because they're both heroes. Anyway, Go ahead. What did you want to submit to the court?
Well, I just first off, I appreciate that right now you guys are focusing on the heroism he has in sports movies.
Yes.
I feel like that is just, a really underrated part of who he is. And I kind of want to give a shout out to his willingness to play a small role in a film. I don't know if either of you have seen Always Be My Maybe written by Ali Wong.
Great movie.
So good. It's fantastic. Keanu Reeves is the best part, and he's only in it for a few minutes.
Exactly, and that's
he plays himself.
He has that confidence. Yes.
And he plays himself. Yes, I love it so much. I'm sorry, I haven't been watching the whole time, so I'm so sorry if you've already talked about it.
No,
don't. Yeah, no need to admit that, and we haven't. So thank you for bringing it up. But,
of course. And Keanu also. Have you guys seen that movie?
Oh yes, where the cat is named after him. And then he's in it.
Yes, and he's also in it.
Yes,
he's always willing to be
fantastic film. Yes,
a bit player and be himself.
And he knows talent. That's Jordan Peele before Get Out or any of these movies.
Absolutely.
And he knows what's funny. I mean, he has the full range. People don't know how diverse he is, and I'm sick of it. God, thank you, Lucia. Jeez.
Most people don't even know that he's Asian.
Yes.
Oh, yes. He was born in. Where was he born?
He was born in Beirut. But his mother is of English descent.
Yes.
And his father is of Asian descent. Yes.
Yes, Pacific Islander, which is this month, actually. We're celebrating the Pacific Islander Asian heritage people.
Oh, that's incredible.
I think that it's amazing that you guys are talking about that.
Real representation here.
Yeah.
Lucia, I also wanted to ask you if you've seen any of his romantic comedies.
Oh my goodness! How could I not have? I know that not everyone is a fan of The Lake House, but I mean, you fall in love with someone and you're not even in the same timeline. Like that is just not everyone can be in that movie. Or Speed.
It's true.
I mean, him and Sandra Bullock are just quite a pair.
Yeah, that's a bit of a romance. That's a bit of a romance.
I want them to get together so badly, and I mean, talk about how they fall in love. They fall in love
100%.
Through the craziest situation ever.
He's also in Something's Gotta Give, which I don't think gets talked about enough, with Jack Nicholson and Diane Keaton, which was one of the most popular romantic comedies of all time, with directed by Nancy Meyers.
Yes, actually, love her work. That they had a DVD of that, the Airbnb I stayed in last week, so didn't watch it.
Wow, you stayed in an Airbnb last week?
Yeah, I was. We're in Texas. There's just less shutdowns, but social distancing, all that good stuff. But also, I just want to talk about how, for me, I feel like the biggest benefit of Keanu Reeves is the fact that he cares about even the smallest person working on a set with him.
Yes, we're going to be getting into right after the break, Lucia. It's so great that you said that. We're going to be getting into what he represents to people on the internet, which is a universe in itself.
Keanu Reeves, internet hero. Yep.
What happens when you Google Keanu Reeves? We're going to answer that question.
That's fantastic. I just want to thank you guys for defending Keanu this time. I really
thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you for calling in.
Lucia,
absolutely.
From Texas. Wow.
Some great more character witness testimony here from the callers.
Yes, exactly.
Rushing to the defense. The hotline is hot, and people are rushing to the defense of Keanu Reeves.
Well, should we go to the break and let Lucia plug us out? To transition us to the break, Lucia?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, guys. It's time for a quick break before we dive into the rest of that. We're going to let our caller, Lucia Wilson, just transition us in whatever way she feels. Go for it, Lucia.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, if you haven't seen a Keanu Reeves movie, then you're just wrong. And if you don't like Movie Blab, then you're also wrong. So there you go.
We'll be right back, guys. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, Lucia.
Thanks. Bye.
This is is our Patreon page, guys. If you want to support us, you can donate $1, $2, $3 a month, and that would super help the show. Help keep things up and running with the subscriptions. Also, watch out for the Movie Blab troll, okay? If you encounter this troll, try to remain calm. Please call into the show immediately and report his whereabouts at 908-679-9940. We're taking callers, and we're taking voicemails, so hit us up. Old school. Peace and love. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Katie. I'm calling Movie Blab. I have a comment to make. I think that Paddington Bear should be in way more episodes, if not every single one. That's all. Good night.
Oh no, it's Paddington!
Paddington!
Oh, hey Paddington! How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well because I just had a delicious marmalade sandwich!
Whoa, that's great, Paddington, so you're nice and full, huh?
Oh yes, would you like a bite?
I don't know if I can eat in the virtual studio right now. I'm trying to do a show, man. But
yes,
I can't believe you decided to grace us with your presence. This is insane.
Wow.
I mean,
It's really an honor.
Oh, that's very sweet of you to say, Carly.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it's Paddington.
Well, yeah, it's Paddington. Yes.
Oh, have you been being kind and polite, Carly?
It's always right.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you're hungry. You want some marmalade?
What'd you say, Al?
What, Al?
I bet you're hungry. Do you want some marmalade?
Oh, haven't heard that one in a while. Please, come on. That's like the first thing everyone says to me.
Paddington,
Wow. Al, come on. Don't embarrass us.
Paddington, I've wanted to ask you this for a really long time, but is Hugh Bonneville nice in person?
Oh, yes. Oh, what a nice question. Hugh Bonneville, who of course plays my father in that movie, is very nice. He mostly keeps to himself, but he's been very nice, and I have no complaints.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really? That's really interesting, Paddington.
Thank you. Yes. Well, I must be going to leave.
Fabulous news. 500 likes.
500 likes. Wow, big deal.
500 today, 516 tomorrow. Congrats.
With 500 whole likes, no one can stop us.
500 likes. 500 likes.
No one can stop us. 500? 500. Keep it up.
Movie Blab, yo, got 500 likes, and Movie Blab will get
many likes more.
I remember when it just was like 50 fans, and we never thought it would get there, but we did know that it would get there.
Okay.
And now you're at 500.
Goodbye.
Yo, this is Johnny, and you should call me for Keanu's cut.
This is Johnny,
cut.
and my favorite baseball movie is Major League. My favorite basketball movie is, I don't know, Hoosiers.
500 likes! 500!
And it's only a matter of time until the whole world is talking about Movie Blab.
I believe it.
The comical show that talks 10,000 movies. It will be the stuff of legends, myths, and lore.
500!
I love love talking about Nick Cage.
500!
I love talking about Jackie Chan.
500 likes!
I love talking about Alfred Hitchcock. Playing Jeopardy with my friends.
500!
Not one of those likes was from me. Not one. Not on Instagram. Not on Twitter. Not on Facebook. Not the hair on my chinny chin chin.
Wow, big deal.
Movie Blab. Movie Blab. In a court of law, defending movie lawyers. That's right, we're in defense of Keanu Reeves. Yeah, that's right, Keanu. That's who we're talking about, and he doesn't talk like that. Have you seen him in the movie where he plays Buddha? He doesn't talk like that at all in that movie. Seen him in Constantine? He doesn't talk like that at all in that movie. Dun, 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 dun. We're accepting calls, guys. The lines are open. We're coming back, guys. Here we come.
Yo.
All right, guys, we're back on the air. We're gonna let Johnny talk a little bit about Constantine because he wanted to weigh in on that before he made a mistake and said the wrong thing. Isn't that right, Johnny? Aren't you sorry?
I goofed. I was being honest, and yeah.
What? You mean you were being dishonest?
I was mistaken.
Yes, great.
That's
Okay, go ahead and talk about Constantine for a second, Johnny. Thank you for your apology to the court.
Well, with Constantine is a one of these comic book heroes, and with comic book heroes they have critics a lot more because they're more and I can see how he can be criticized because the character is supposed to be British, but who wants to see Keanu do a British accent?
Me.
I mean, I don't.
Well,
he does. He did a great job. He was moody and had funny stuff to say, like the character, but the critics can forget it.
Yeah, they can shove off, right?
He did that movie is one of my favorite Keanu movies ever, and because it is I don't think it's like any other movie that he's done.
This is great testimony. What would you say directly? Let's say there are a lot of critics tuning in right now of the movie Constantine. What would you say to them? What do you want them to hear?
He was the perfect actor for that movie.
Yep, and that no one else could have done the role.
No, I don't think so. I think that he was the perfect actor at that time to do that movie, and it's just it gives me such thrill to watch that movie every time.
Yeah, there you go. And you could say this about so many of his movies, if not all of them, right, Johnny?
Yes.
Great. All right, guys, that was Johnny. Thank you so much for
Thank you, Johnny.
for calling in, Johnny. We really appreciate you, Johnny from Texas. All right.
Johnny from Texas, I know you said who wants to see Keanu do a British accent. We will talk more on that when we really dive into the criticisms of him later in the show.
Yes, exactly.
But right now,
take it away.
We're going to do some more. We could either do another character witness from the Movie Blab intern, or we can talk a little bit about him as an internet hero.
It's your call, Craig.
You know what? While we're on the character witness train, let's get the Movie Blab intern in here.
Okay, I think that sounds good. He does have a name, Craig.
Alex Kahn.
That's right, y'all. It's time for Alex Kahn. Intern Corner with Alex Kahn. He's calling in on the hotline, and so should you guys. That's right, we got a brand new shiny hotline. You can call us at 908-679-9940. But right now it's time for Intern Corner. Ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding. Do-do-do-do. He's Intern Corner. Craig, describe how Intern Corner works.
Well, we have an intern here at Movie Blab, and he does some things for us. But one of the things he does is he comes on the show, and we let him say whatever he's going to say. We don't know what he's going to say in advance. We're not responsible for what he says at all, but we still like to hear from him every now and again because he's got some hot takes.
Yes, that's right.
I'm excited to hear what the Movie Blab intern, Alex Kahn, has to say on his Intern Corner about, hopefully, actually about Keanu Reeves.
Yes, because there's a lot on the line for this case. Alex Kahn, go ahead.
I feel really bad for Keanu Reeves because he has to have this bullshit red pill meme under his face. Oh, it's fucking bullshit. Oh, no. He has to deal with, like, right-wingers. He has to deal with some misogynistic right-wingers. He's had to deal with some really, really fucking far right-wingers, like near fucking fascist territory.
It's true. That's true.
It's all very true. This is excellent testimony. You're doing a great job.
Like, I'm not saying they're all Nazis, but there have been Nazis there. And
Alex is talking, of course, about the red pill meme.
Yes, the red pill meme that went through the internet. The far right, super far right.
It's obviously in reference to the Matrix. Where you take the blue pill or the red pill, and the red pill means to continue to wake up, sheeple, and to see an inconvenient truth. Unfortunately, that has been co-opted by the right-wingers of the internet. Please, Alex, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Continue.
Go ahead, Alex.
So, like, this man has had to deal with some hate, really, and not hate towards him, although there is hate towards him, but he has to deal with all of this bullshit for something that he pioneered. He pioneered. The Matrix is his big movie, well, like the thing that he is most known for.
It's big movie? Oh, they said big booty. It's also his big booty.
But it's his big project, and he has to deal with like all of these dudes being like, I took the red pill. I took the red pill. Look at me. I have a right-wing opinion. Look at how special I am. I have a right-wing opinion. We should build a wall. I'm going to take the red pill because you liberals are in your fantasy land. It's like, and this man is just doing his work. He just wants to entertain everybody, no matter if you do that fucking stupid ass red pill shit. He just wants to entertain the entire everybody. He wants to entertain all of you guys, and he doesn't put his energy towards that hate or that bullshit, or even just stupid-ass conservatism. Maybe not even racist conservatism, but just stupid conservatism like dumbass Ivanka Trump, who is corrupt as shit, or Elon Musk, who we thought was our ally. He's just like, he just fights, he just works so hard at entertaining all of you guys, and he works hard. He just makes his John Wick movies, and he does everything. He directs The Man of Tai Chi. Like, seriously, he does a lot of movies. He was just in Toy Story 4.
I know, and apparently he makes that film. I haven't caught it yet. I just watched the parts with Keanu.
Duke Boom. Yeah, he's great.
Duke
But I'm
Boom.
just saying that he's doing a lot of things, and he's had all of this shit towards him. I admire this man. I admire this man.
Good.
Well,
I admire this man.
We admire you, Alex Kahn.
Yeah, this is a good take from Alex. I've enjoyed
I want more.
No matter how much fucking bullshit, right-wing bullshit is on Twitter, no matter how many fucking memes, he's still trailing along. He's doing his shit. He's making cool-ass fucking John Wick movies. He's still doing shit. He's getting older. I bet it's this Buddhist shit. Which Buddhism, which I practice, by the way, is actually really helpful.
It is.
But yeah, he's a fucking saint, man. He can just do whatever the fuck he wants, and he has the ability to just ignore all the bullshit.
What was your first Keanu movie, Alex Kahn?
My first Keanu movie was it was actually stupid. It was that film versus digital movie, Side by Side.
Well, no movie he's made is stupid.
Well, that movie is actually a pretty good defense of 35mm film and not trying to let the old ways die out, which we're all about here at Movie Blab. Embracing the new while never forgetting the old.
What'd you say?
And also, to quote, this is my last quote, and I'm not saying all the red pillars are, but the few Nazi red pillars are, Nazi punks fuck off, to quote Dead Kennedy.
Well, that was great, guys. That was Intern Corner with Alex Kahn. Pretty good one, Alex. We really like that. That was a real good one. He just called into our hotline, Intern Corner. Alex Kahn on the phone, dialing up to the line, having a chat. Good job, Alex, and we'll see you next time.
Did he call in? Did he call in on that rotary phone he's got there?
Yeah, he used that.
Oh, that's great. That's real.
Wow, what inspiring testimony from so many people.
And I think that really, too, especially that last one from our intern, Alex Kahn, really does a good transition into talking about Keanu Reeves as an internet hero.
Yes. Let's get to it. Sorry, just adjusting some levels. Okay, here we go, guys. We're talking about the internet, right? First, we have to talk about. So it's so interesting that the Matrix exists, and I think in many ways the internet memology of Mr. Keanu Reeves, Mr. Reeves here, is related to and symbolic within the Matrix.
Yes.
He entered the Matrix of meme culture, and he never to return. He's there forever, a meme in so many ways, guys. Let's talk a little bit about that while I just even prove it and do a little Googling on the Movie Blab laptop of the kinds of memes that Keanu has been a part of.
Listen, I mean, you can, anytime you Google Keanu Reeves, like a lot of the first things that are going to come up are going to be articles, especially recently, about how much the internet loves him. There's a number of memes about him. There's, of course, Short Keanu, which is great.
Short Keanu, yes, is right here. This one says, what I think I'll say, what I actually say. Short Keanu. Over here we've got, Mom, who's that little handsome boy? Me. It's Short Keanu.
I think that one was actually made by Sheila Tequila.
Oh, really? Sheila Tequila made that one? Yes. You know that she really actually likes Short Keanu. I think this is kind of offensive, but what do? It's memes, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's not responsible for all the memes that people make about him. Like, that is
And that's something to point out in this court of law, is that, and we'd like to show you this one from Destination Wedding. As you can see here, Keanu just existing the entire internet in love with him. We love that he exists, and that's a level of love that you don't see all the time. If actors could build a team out of characters they played, who would be unstoppable? And of course the answer is 4 very different Keanu Reeves characters. You can see this obsession. Friend putting Keanu Reeves in a film doesn't immediately make it great. Me, pretty sure it does. Putting Keanu Reeves in a movie doesn't make it great. This one really sums this up.
This is from his cameo in the SpongeBob movie.
Of course, an incredible cameo.
in which he plays a version of himself where he has reached such spiritual heights that he is a sage, and he's literally, as you can see here, playing a sage.
His connection to the universe is not to be underestimated. The value of just his head alone in a movie or in a meme. Keanu Reeves.
That's a pretty funny one.
Isn't it cool we can browse the net now?
Yeah, I like this.
On the new Movie Blab laptop. It's going to make the shows even longer.
True, some great memes. So like, I think it speaks a lot too that people don't just follow his work as an actor; they're invested in his everyday interactions with his fans.
Yes.
Which you can see. I mean, not only just his career as a meme, but also too, people post a lot of Keanu love stories. Or about positive interactions they've had with Keanu on the street.
Which you can find at reddit.com/Keanu being awesome.
/Keanu being awesome, which is a whole subreddit dedicated to Keanu Reeves. I saw this one on Twitter where the man said, Keanu forever. Saw this man sitting on a fire hydrant in NYC, a fucking fire hydrant, and he looks cool doing it. Mustered the courage to speak to him as he's getting up, and he was the nicest guy on the planet. Even let me take 2 selfies because my hand was shaking too much the first time. So people love sharing Keanu Reeves stories about all the nice things he does.
I saw a beautiful video earlier today of Keanu helping a woman, like basically like the tons of fans at the gates trying to talk to Keanu, and then he's taking pictures with them, but then he sees this woman at the front in a wheelchair that's being crowded by all the people, and then he like pushes them all away, leans over and talks to her, and takes photos with her and makes everyone else get away, and then just that's it. He walks off.
Not only that, but the actor is also known for being ultra respectful towards women.
Which
and verities without really making that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we're all about that here on the Blab. And I think his movies really speak to that too. If you look at a lot of his big budget action movies, like The Matrix, like John Wick, even Speed too, where the female characters are just as badass as he is. I mean, look at Trinity, look at Halle Berry in John Wick Parabellum. Sandra Bullock in Speed. These women are their own strong characters, and they're not just there to exist.
Yes.
As like someone that fawns over Keanu Reeves. They're like badass in their own way and kick ass. And I think that says a lot about who Keanu is. That he does movies that prop up women and respect women, and we stand him
and treat
for
them as
it.
equals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in an action movie where there's so much testosterone there, and there's so much misconceptions. The fact that we're just now getting into movies like where women like kick ass, besides obviously Keanu movies and other we're just getting to the point where like it's even getting like even close to acceptable in terms of the ratio. Which is called what is that called? There's the Bechtel test.
The Bechtel test.
Bechtel, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, and I bet Keanu Reeves' movies pass that test more than your average action superheroes films do, and our researchers are looking into it now. So.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's great. Do you have anything else to say about Keanu as an internet hero or as a meme?
I think what's inspiring about this is there's a connection to his face alone. There's a connection to his general vibe, and there's a dedication to his craft. You write the story of the perfect American, the ideal American. And to me, it's the story of Keanu Reeves, someone who's been through a lot, has had great success, but then is still humble about it. That's the kind of person I would vote for president. And sadly, Keanu is not on the ballot.
And can never be president because he is Canadian and was born in Beirut.
Yes, exactly. But that's okay.
But
because, God damn it, Craig,
But we still love him.
The judge didn't hear that. Luckily, Judge Judy was taking a phone call from Sheila Tequila, a private phone call. Very scandalous, guys. Well, I think we're getting close to a little bit of research from you, Matt Craig. Isn't that correct? A little bit of testimony, a little bit of criticism.
We want to talk about. Are we going to talk about the criticisms, or are we going to talk about all the movies I watched in preparation for Movie Lawyer?
Well, they come kind of hand in hand. This is the research section of the story. So why don't you talk about your endeavor, as you always do on Movie Lawyer, the length of the research you did, the amount of movies you watched, and the amount of time that you watched them, of course, and then we'll dive into your reviews on your Letterboxd at Cragum. Letterboxd.
Yeah. Yeah. So in preparation for this trial, I have watched 7 Keanu Reeves movies.
Oh my gosh.
I only regret that I didn't watch more.
I regret it too. I prepared with 2.
Yeah.
But I've seen many as well.
Yes, of course.
Who hasn't seen a lot of Keanu Reeves movies besides people who deprive themselves of life's greatest pleasures?
I don't know. The first movie I watched in preparation for this trial was a little movie. I talked about it briefly earlier. My Own Private Idaho, which came out in 1991. It's an avant-garde movie directed by Gus Van Sant.
Love Gus.
Where Keanu and River Phoenix, R.I.P., play 2 young homosexual prostitutes on the streets of Seattle, and it's about their kind of coming of age stories, dealing with past traumas, and forging a friendship and a bond that ends up kind of falling apart toward the end of the movie, unfortunately.
Hey, what happened?
Of this movie, this is not to say anything about his acting performance, obviously. His acting performance was incredible. I'm just talking about the character he plays in the movie. I said, My Own Private Idaho.
Oh, is this your Letterboxd review?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Isn't this what you want to hear?
Well, no, now that you've told the story of your viewings, I'm going to play a little music. And it's time for Matt Craig's Letterboxd reviews.
Nope. Trying to get. I don't know why my.
I think this moment is so funny, but it's almost my favorite moment from the show. Right now, my ranking of favorite moments from the show, guys, just so you know while I'm doing this, is a simple, probably Sheila Tequila, number 1. Number 2, Alex Kahn's Intern Corner was really good. And then number 3, Johnny's Mistake. All right, guys, it's time for Letterboxd reviews. Let's hear it. These are the reviews that @Cragum has written about. God, he moved again.
Well, I didn't know you were going to come back to this.
Has written about the various 7 Nick Cage movies. 7. Damn it.
7 Keanu Reeves movies.
7 Keanu Reeves movies you watched.
Yes. The first one I watched was My Own Private Idaho, which I just briefly discussed. And once again, I'm talking about the character he plays, not his performance. But I said Keanu turned out to be a pretty huge dick in this movie. LOL.
He can play what a step away from his comfort zone that is.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm sick of playing the hero. I don't want to do it anymore. You know?
Yeah, well, he is the hero for so long. The character he plays it's a loose adaptation of Henry IV through Henry V by William Shakespeare. So he is playing Henry V is the idea. It's a very good movie. It's very experimental, and avant-garde. It's a little depressing. It can be a hard watch, but it's a really good performance by a young Keanu Reeves, really coming into his own, starring opposite River Phoenix, who I think did an excellent job in this movie.
Yes, R.I.P. River Phoenix.
R.I.P. River.
It's sad to lose some of his greatest companions, and I'm sure that was another loss for him. That he has taken and that he takes that anger and he doesn't put it on anybody. He puts it on the screen. That's where he puts it.
And a big reason that movie even got made was because him and River were friends, and they agreed together to. They read the script and they liked it so much that they agreed to star in it, and that is what kind of helped them get the financing to make it. That helped. Okay. Gus Van Sant get the financing to make it with those two big stars.
That's what it takes sometimes for an auteur like Gus Van Sant. You have to attach a big star, get a homie like Keanu, and then tell your story with a great script. I mean, that's incredible that he is totally. There are certain actors like that. Edie Falco is another one who is willing to like help support an indie movie by attaching to something they believe in. And those are usually movies that I love, and I'm so glad that Keanu is in that category of someone who supports independent artists and and work that is outside the Hollywood norm. He just loves it all. He loves it all, and we love it all.
He can do it all, and I think that this next movie I watched really shows how he can do it all. The next movie I watched was Point Break from 1991. I gave this movie 3.5 stars. And I said, Catherine Bigelow directs a movie about surfing bank robbers. The 90s were a weird time, man.
I love that. They were a weird time. Wait, can we talk about that observation? Because I think it's totally true. For those of you just tuning in, we are talking movie lore and a movie lime in defense of Keanu Reeves. I think the 90s is super wacky. When I was thinking about that actually the other day. Maybe it's because I read your tweet. But you look at the art and it just seems like I think what's happened is the world shifted overnight, and now it feels like old times are even further away. Plus,
maybe that's
getting
got
wild
something to do
old.
with it. But that's a great
wildly.
movie. We talked about it earlier.
Yeah,
Keanu plays an FBI agent that goes undercover as a surfer to stop Patrick Swayze.
I want to talk about that movie a little more because I loved it.
Gary Busey is incredible in it. He's got some great lines. He's got.
Yeah.
That one line Busey has toward the beginning of the movie where Keanu and him are in a fight, and he says, I was taking shrapnel at Quezon while you were still playing with your own shit.
That one is really great.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, Gary Busey, he's just incredible. Really, really loved this movie. This is a movie that people point to as Keanu kind of first taking one of his first adult roles. And start to become the action star that he is known as today. Yes. The next movie I watched was Constantine, which we talked about earlier with Johnny from Texas. I said, Constantine, this movie is like edgy Catholic fanfic, but it's really fun, so I'll allow it. And then I said, this is the real true story of the kid from Heaven is for Real.
Loved it.
You guys might get that joke if you've seen Constantine, because he plays an exorcist who had killed himself as a teenager and comes back to life to fight demons, escape from hell, and he fights demons. But I thought that would be funny if the kid from Heaven is Real, who said he died and went to heaven and then turned out being a fraud, was actually a demon hunter, just like Keanu Reeves. The next movie I watched was Speed, 1994, in which I said I gave it 5 stars.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I gave Speed 5 stars, and I said, pop quiz, asshole. How many Keanu Reeves movies can I watch in one day? This is the greatest singular concept for an action movie ever. And I really think it is. It's so simple, and yet so fun. They just got to keep the bus over 50 miles an hour, or it will explode. We talked about Dennis Hopper and Jeff Daniels and Sandra Bullock in this movie. They're all great, but I love the the constant bickering between the villain Dennis Hopper and Keanu Reeves. They always say to each other, they go, "Pop quiz, asshole." And the whole thing about shooting the hostage, all that stuff is great.
Well, that was a good one.
Gotta love Speed. And then the next ones I watched, those are 4. And then today, in preparation for it, I watched all 3 John Wick movies.
It's so good. Oh my God, I can't wait to hear your reviews.
My reviews of the John Wick movies, I said, John Wick 2014. Looks like I'm doing this all day. It's been a while since I've seen all 3. And yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Oh, that's the one I read today. That was so good.
And then of John Wick Chapter 2, I said, somebody get this man a gun. Great follow-up to the first one. It goes a little deeper into the lore. I hope they make 1 million of these. And then John Wick Chapter 3, I actually haven't written a letterbox review for it yet because I finished it and then immediately got on the line with you. So,
well, guys, that was an amazing letterbox library with film critic Matt Cragg. Real quick, we're going to show you how to check him out. You're going to go to twitter.com if you want to follow his reviews. Up against spell Twitter. Twitter.com. And you can go to Crag'em. That's right, guys. Matt Crag'em. And you can check out his letterboxed reviews. Make sure to like and subscribe to Craggle Rock. Follow. And while you're at it, come on over here to Movie Blab.
You can see a couple of my John Wick reviews there at the top.
Yes, of course.
There's another one I wrote for Dracula, which is another Keanu Reeves movie I
watched.
watched.
Where's that one? Let's read that one.
Scroll down a little bit. There you go. It said, Oldman really nails his performance as Dracula. He really had me empathizing with him despite his face looking like a scary butt.
That was so good.
And if you see, like, you can see the reply I said for reference, and then attached a picture of Gary Oldman's face from Bram Stoker's Dracula there. Yep, there he is. His face looks like a scary butt.
I'm loving the Movie Blab laptop of this. Wow.
I think this would be a perfect time to go into some of the criticisms people have of Keanu.
Yes, it is definitely time for that.
It's definitely time for that. A huge movie he was criticized for is this one I've just...
oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It's Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes. Directed by Coppola, right?
Directed by Francis Ford Coppola. And you might be saying to yourself, oh my God, I can't believe that there's a Dracula movie with Gary Oldman and Winona Ryder, Keanu Reeves, and Anthony Hopkins that is directed by Francis Coppola that I have not seen. And I would say, yes, you should go see it. It's very fun. It gets a lot of bad rap. Keanu especially got panned for this movie, where Empire's Tom Hibbert criticized Keanu Reeves' casting and was not the only critic to consider the resultant performance to be weak. Reeves was described as having been out of his depth and frequently blasted off the screen by Gary Oldman.
Oh, blasted off the screen. Gary Oldman blasts everyone off the screen. That's just Gary Oldman. You can't blame Keanu.
Another writer described him as a dreary, milky nothing, a black hole of sex and drama. And a list of the 50 performances that ruined movies, he wrote, you can visibly see Keanu attempting not to end every one of his lines with, dude. The result? A performance that looks like the young actor's perpetually constipated, pitiful and painful for all parties.
Oh, great. Let's take this man, this legend, and let's put him in a box just because he had a successful film. I'm sorry you weren't in Bill and Ted's Big Adventure, okay? I'm sorry you weren't in The Matrix. Just get over yourself and stop taking your angst out on Keanu. Find a different celebrity because our client has nothing to do with your negativity. He doesn't.
Exactly.
That's what I have to say.
A big thing people criticized him for in this movie too was his British accent, which has been cited as one of the worst accents, if not the worst, in the history of recorded film.
Oh, according to who?
According to some journalists, fake news
journalist. A luscious, it says James Hart's screenplay may put Bram Stoker's name up there in the title, but there's no certainty that the author would recognize the result. And it's like, I'm sorry, that's not even about him. That's not even his fault. See, they're just shitting on him. He's getting the bad reviews, and they're blaming the script because you can't blame Keanu. So I at least appreciate that.
I really like this movie. Keanu's like, people spend so much time worrying about Keanu Reeves in this movie, and he's like the fourth billed actor in it. Like, he has like the fourth most screen time behind Oldman as Dracula, and Hopkins as Van Helsing plus Winona Ryder. And it's ridiculous. It's an unnecessary criticism. I felt like Keanu was doing his best and put on like an okay British accent. And his mom is from England, so who am I to say, or who are you to say that that's not what British people sound like?
Yeah, I'd like to hear a British person weigh in on this. I'm sure they'd say it was great. They'd say top of the morning. No, that's Irish.
They'd say
I'd have tea and
Cheerio,
crumpets. I'd have
let's
tea
have
and
some
crumpets
tea.
with Keanu.
Keanu.
Somewhere out there's a viewer in the future or now who is British, just shaking their
People
heads.
like talk. They're like, oh, the only thing he can do is this California surfer dude. Like, he only moved to California at like a later age. Like, that's not. He's Canadian. Like, he grew up in Toronto.
Exactly.
He grew up in
You don't
Sydney.
know what you're
He grew
talking
up in
about.
New York City. He's a man of the world. His voice is a amalgamation of a lot of different accents. And so for you to people really nitpick about his voice and what he sounds like, and I just don't think that that's necessary at all.
Yeah, exactly. Sit home, twiddle your thumbs, stop writing criticism. You suck.
Yes, you suck. Another thing people have criticized him for, many fans too, think that his acting is one note.
Please, that's funny.
So while there's no argument for how great Reeves is as a person, many are still unconvinced by his acting. Reeves has gotten flack for his stilted performances since the days of The Matrix.
No.
And many see his action hero characters as completely one note. One Reddit user said, I mean, I like John Wick in The Matrix and that one with the time machine, but can we be frank? Keanu Reeves is not a good actor, right? Someone else said, this isn't someone I hate. I just don't think he is a great actor or even a good one. I agree. He's not great. And I think he knows it, which is why he remains humble about his celebrity.
Let's tell Keanu. Let's say what we think Keanu is thinking. That's a good idea. Yeah. Practice Buddhism, go through some real shit, learn how to fucking fight, and then come back to us, critic.
Someone says Keanu Reeves is a really, really bad actor, and the overwhelming majority of his popularity on this website, Reddit, is due to bandwagoning.
Oh, please, you troll.
I think that the only reason why people like Keanu Reeves is because it's popular to like Keanu Reeves.
Oh, God. Yeah, just because he is. If you want to deny what is fact, then go for it. I mean, a lot of people seem to be really into that these days. But the fact is that Keanu is nothing but awesome, and liking him just makes you a normal person who believes in heroes. And if you're not that, if you have no heroes, then maybe it'll be hard to accept Keanu. But if you do accept the heroes into your life might get a little better.
I think AV Club summed it up pretty well. They said all that training that has made Reeves a sturdy, reliable action star, even when the movies are bad or baffling, it's hard to look away from the man at the center of them, who settled nicely into his wheelhouse.
Please.
Yeah, not every movie he's in is perfect, but Keanu is always great and really enjoyable, in my opinion.
It's never Keanu's fault, that's for sure.
I said, it looks like muscle memory, like second nature. It looks like he was born to do this. And I agree. I agree.
He was born to do it. And he was born, but I don't agree about anything they said before that.
Don't listen to critics who are just trying to be contrarian. Don't listen to trolls who are just trying to get clicks on their Reddit pages or on their Twitter accounts. Don't listen to them. Make sure you think for yourself and do exactly what I'm telling you to do, which is like.
I agree, and so does the movie Blab military.
Do you
That's right. We have our own military. You heard me.
Do
We
you
defend
have
movies.
Do you have anything to add about critiques against him, or should we move into our closing statements?
I mean, I think I've really summed it up.
So too.
I talked a lot. I threw a lot back at those critics, and I don't take a word back of it. And I wish them all well, but I also wish them. I wish that their pen would explode in their pockets tomorrow. So sending that out there. So watch out, critics. It's gonna be hard to write your shitty reviews when your pen explodes tomorrow. Watch out, critics.
Watch out.
We're coming at ya. All right, let's do our closing statements. The jury will then deliberate briefly, and we will get the verdict. Are you feeling good about that? Do you?
Yeah.
Need,
no, I feel like we've really laid out our case, and I'm ready. I'm ready to close my arguments here for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Okay. Would you like to start us off?
Sure thing. Yeah.
Okay. Let me get the perfect song for you. I'll take that one. You can have this one. I'm on the wrong page. Tell me about. Go ahead and begin. It's time, guys, for the opening. The closing statements, guys.
For closing arguments. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Mr. Morgan Freeman, C-3PO, Chucky, Bender, Zooey Deschanel, Helen Mirren, and Paddington. I believe here today, my co-counsel and I have laid out a thoroughly convincing argument of why Keanu Reeves is a good actor. People say that he's one note and he only does big budget action movies. We've shown you that
lies.
That's not true.
Lies.
Those are lies. People think that he's dumb and that he delivers all his lines the same way. And that's not true. We've talked about how he comes from a deep place of vulnerability and emotion because of all the personal trauma he's gone through in his life. And he really expresses that vulnerability on the screen for your own enjoyment to make these characters that he portrays to be very, very real. And,
yes.
You can come at Keanu Reeves all you want.
All you want. Come at him.
But
he's ready for you.
He is going to be ready for you. He knows how to kick ass. He knows how to take names. And, it's just unfortunate that y'all are being so discriminatory to our Canadian neighbors to the north. If you don't like Keanu Reeves, you are racist against Canadians.
Oh, wow. You heard that. That's a hot take, and you heard it. And yep. I couldn't agree more. And neither could the audience.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Is that your closing?
Yeah, I think that's what's important to say.
That was perfect.
If you don't like Keanu Reeves, you're a racist.
You're a racist against Canadians. The Canadian race.
I guess, or you just don't like Canadians. You don't like our neighbors.
Yes. I love us. I love us, Greg. I love you. Mwah. Kiss you across the podium. I think it's time now for me to give my closing statements. Travel with me on this journey of thought in loving dedication to the one and only Keanu. Keanu Reeves is an example to me of how we as consumers and as people push away positivity, block out light. We think we don't deserve it, or we think that to be happy would be to be like everyone else. To have fun would be to be like to be trying to be cool, to be trying to be accepted, and you don't need to try. You shouldn't need to try to reach out to other people, to love Keanu, to watch Keanu's movies, to to find yourself in Keanu and outside of Keanu, and to know that he is there for you as a fan as soon as you become one. There's many examples of people pushing away the good. And this is just one small one. But Keanu is the one. And he's taking the pill of life. And that's, to me, what's most important. And that's what you see every day, both from the paparazzis and both from in his movies. He is a true legend and a hero to all, and a man who cares about you. So just know there is someone out there who cares about you guys, and his name is Keanu Reeves. Thank you so much. Those are my closing statements.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank you. Well, now the jury will deliberate for a brief second before we hear from the head of the jury. This is a very tense time, as always, Matt, where we have to.
We got to hear from the foreman.
We have to worry about what they're going to say, what they might think, and it's very stressful. So hold on to your hats.
But there isn't a man with more integrity, or a bear with more integrity, that I would like to hear from the foreman of the jury. A one, Mr. Paddington Bear.
Well, they seem to be deliberating. Keanu looks tense. I mean, I think we gave a great defense, don't you, Matt?
I think so too. You know, we really showed that we told the tale of Hollywood's greatest introvert and workaholic, and you know, he's a shy boy, and he's a private person, but he's a good person, and he shares his life with us, even though sometimes he may not want to. So make sure you all look forward to, there's a Cheer Up Keanu Day coming on June 15th, an unofficial holiday that's been created on Facebook.
Which we will be celebrating again, probably in some form or another, because Keanu is one of our loving clients and a big supporter of the show. We know he loves it, and we know he's watching.
And I hope that the jury will find the internet's boyfriend not guilty.
I hope so too, Matt. He's not guilty, guys. Think about it. Just because he's done one or two movies that have been critically panned, you're gonna go with the glass half empty, people? When the glass is half full here with Keanu. It's time for Paddington to give the verdict. Paddington,
Mr. Bear.
Mr. Paddington Bear. We hope that you are full of marmalade, that you are feeling better in your health, and that you are ready to give the verdict. What do you have for us?
Hey everyone, hey, it's Paddington. It's Paddington. Be kind and polite. I want to apologize for yesterday, and I promise this is getting to my verdict. I want to apologize for yesterday, and I want to say that,
You were very sick.
I must have been scary I know a lot of kids listen to this, and
Yep.
I'm sorry about that, but
It's okay.
Paddington's feeling a lot better today. Okay?
I'm so glad to hear that.
He got sent over to Betty Ford.
Oh.
Got a
12
nice
steps, Paddington. 12 steps.
A nice cocktail of methadone, clonidine,
Oh, no.
buprenorphine, and diazepam.
Oh, you're taking buprenorphine?
And, they fixed him up real quick, and,
Wow.
Paddington's gonna make some new choices.
Good.
You know, he's gonna
That
look at
sounds like
his
a really
life, and
good
he's
idea.
really ready
Yep.
for some change now. So, you know, right now I'm just feeling pretty bad, but I know there's hope in the future, so.
There is hope.
Anyway, while I was there in the hospital, they were playing a little movie called Speed. And oh, the cruel irony. But as I was watching the lead character, I couldn't help but notice how much humanity there was in this performance.
Oh, yes. Oh my
Keanu
gosh.
Reeves, you brought me back from the edge. Keanu Reeves, you are one of our nation's best actors.
Oh my God.
Keanu Reeves, you are not guilty.
Oh my God. Yes, we did it, man. Yes. Pew, 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 baby. That's right, guys. You heard it here. Keanu Reeves is not guilty of the crimes he's been accused of in the court of public opinion. Oh, Matt, wow. This feels incredible.
And, I'm glad Paddington is getting the help he needs.
Yes, Paddington, who was very sick yesterday, he sounds like he might be doing better mentally. He's realizing some things, but physically, it's still a long road ahead, right?
He's got a ways to go, but, he's going to make it.
I believe it. I believe he's going to make it, and I believe that we're going to make it too, guys. Thanks to everyone who called in. Oh my God, it was incredible. We had Sheila Tequila, the famous porn star, called in with some testimony. We had Alex Kahn gave some great testimony. Johnny from Texas gave some great testimony. And Lucia from Texas also called in, and she really sold us, and we couldn't have done it without them. That's how we won the case, with these witnesses who are not afraid to take the stand. And if you're not afraid to take the stand, then call us on our hotline, guys. We have a new hotline, and you heard it today. It was super fun, and we want more people to call in. That way we can find the weirdest ones and pick up their calls all the time, right, Craig?
Yeah. Yes, the hotline is so much fun. It's a great addition to the show.
The more mad you get about movies, the more we love it.
Yes.
Especially on Movie Lawyer. Holy shit, it was so fun. And I want to thank everyone who tuned in and interacted with us. And, of course, I got to thank my number one buddy, the most popular and most appearances on Movie Blab. It's at Crag'em, Matt Cragg. Thank you so much for being my partner in this trial.
Hey, and thanks for thanks for doing this with me, and I appreciate you doing all the legwork while I sit around and watch movies all day.
It's really nice to have you watch the movies.
Yeah. We make a good team. We make
Yes,
a good
we
team
do.
of movie lawyers.
Exactly.
Anytime you need to defend somebody, please let me know.
Oh,
and,
well,
I'll be right there.
Yes, we'll be building a new case very, very soon for next week. We love Movie Lawyer, and so does the jury, apparently, because we have a perfect record. That's right. The verdict was in from our Nick Cage episode, and he was also acquitted of all charges.
Acquitted of all charges
on a technicality, but still, he made it through.
He still made it through.
Yes. And thanks to Gary Busey, Judge Judy, Morgan Freeman, C-3PO, Chucky. Thanks to Zoe Deschanel, Paddington, Helen Mirren, and of course Bender. And of course, thanks to most to Keanu Reeves. Woo! Keanu, what do you think of the verdict? Oh, he's happy. He's so moved. He can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
I'm thinking he's back, guys. Keanu is so touched. He's so touched by... No, cheer up, Keanu. It's fine. Everything's fine, Keanu. He's so touched by the verdict and all of the people who reached out today and to us for defending him. Boy, it's been fun, guys. We got 30 seconds left, so I'm going to ask Matt Cragg if there's anything he wants to plug.
Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at Crag'em. Follow me on Instagram at Crag'em. Add me on Facebook, Matt Cragg. But also, too, don't forget to follow Movie Blab.
Yes, thank you.
On Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Invite your friends to like the page.
Oh my God, that's so helpful.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We've got an official group, too, you can join that posts dope, dank memes and articles.
Yeah, we can't do this show without you guys. And so the more people that like and comment and call in, the better. It makes for a better program. So we can't do this without you guys, our fans. So please support us on social media. And maybe contribute to the Patreon if you're feeling like it.
And we got a comment here from Marino Marie Cynthia. Who the fuck has a problem with him of all people? OMG. And we couldn't agree with you more. So we will be reacting to your comments live. We'll be taking your phone calls live. As the show evolves, it becomes stronger, and we all become stronger together. And thanks. It's been a wonderful journey, and we're going to keep it going. There's a great replay happening tomorrow. You can tune in and see some of the best moments from the show. I'm super excited to share that, guys, with you. An edited highlight reel of the show. Thanks for plugging Movie Blab. Craig, and I will plug it as well. The best thing you can do is invite people to like the page, especially, I mean, if you already like the page, sure, you feel like you've done your part, but the truth is there's more that you can do, and we so appreciate it. Sharing our posts, commenting, engagement, liking, all that stuff is incredible. We're on subscribing on Twitch, subscribing on YouTube. You can even turn off notifications if you're on multiple platforms. That way you're still subscribing. It's incredible. Lots of tips and tricks like that, so make sure you pay attention and be a part of this. And we will see you on Monday with another great 4 shows of Movie Blab. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're bringing you amazing, epic shows. They got so long that we have to take Friday off now. But guys, it is a blast.
Tired.
Yeah, exactly. Eventually there'll be 4 hours and there'll be 3 shows. Okay, guys. Call in, leave us a voicemail. Stay safe, stay home, wear a mask. It really does help. We love you, you love us, and we're going to see you next time on the Movie Blab.
Hey everybody, I'm Andrew Edison, and you are tuned in
to Movie Blab.
The clock has started. The clock has started.
Oh, that was Movie Blab. Boy, was that fun, guys. We defended Keanu Reeves, who, as you heard, doesn't need any defending, and that's why we were found not guilty. We'll see you Monday with a live show, and tomorrow with some awesome highlights. Tune in and nerd out.